Mrs. Brown asked each child in her class which pet they liked best. Here are her results. Complete the frequency table for this information. So in this frequency table, we have 3 columns. The first column is listing the pets. The second column is labelled tally, which we can use to help us count up the number of each pet each child in her class said they liked best. And then this third column, the frequency column, is where we'll put our final frequency in. So if we start with tallying up the number of people who said they liked dogs best, this tells us that we have 8 children in her class which like dogs the best. So therefore the frequency is 8. If we tally up the number of children who like rabbits best, we'll get a frequency of 3. If we tally up the number of children who like cats the best, we'll get 5. And then if we tally up the number of children in her class which like hamsters the best, we'll get 2. So this is our complete frequency table. And this question's worth 2 marks, and we'll get both of these 2 marks for correctly filling in the frequency column. On the grid below, draw a bar chart for this information. So for this bar chart, on the x-axis, we're going to have the type of pet. And then on the y-axis, we're going to have the frequency. Now it's important to remember to label these. And we can label the y-axis frequency. Now for the x-axis, we're going to have 4 different bars, each representing the different types of pet. Now the next thing we'll want to do is add in a scale for the y-axis. So our range of values is between 2 and 8. So our y-axis must go up to at least 8. So our y-axis should look something like this. And now the final thing we need to do is draw in the bars. So because the frequency for dog is 8, then our bar is going to want to end at 8. So we can draw our bar in so that it looks something like this. Next we can move on to rabbit, which has a frequency of 3. So our bar is going to want to end at 3. And again we can draw in our bar so that it looks something like this. Next the frequency for cats is 5. So our bar should look something like this. And then finally, the frequency for hamsters is 2. So our bar should look something like this. Now this question's worth 3 marks. We'll get 1 mark for correctly labelling either the x-axis or the y-axis. We'll get a second mark for correctly drawing in at least 2 bars. And we'll get our third mark for a complete bar chart with both axes labelled correctly, along with 4 correct bars. Write down the most popular pet. So to work out the most popular pet, we can either look back at our frequency table or look at our bar chart. So using our bar chart, we're looking for the tallest bar, which indicates the highest frequency. And if we look at the bar chart we've drawn, we can see that the dog bar has the greatest frequency and therefore is the most popular pet. And this question's worth 1 mark, and this is for stating that the dog is the most popular pet.